Me and contenders ain't got no relation. So what you win if ain't no reparation? How much you spending on your preparation? I'm about them binges so to win and be the motivation. Determination is intention plus the willpower. Real power, pressure you should feel ours. Bills tower. Over us, I overcome, I'm overcomes. I need direct transactions, don't wanna wait till you load the funds. You hold the funds and Joseph come, promote the Kirk, demote your son. I overthrow the CEO, I'm taking over some. The chosen one, you throw me one, you owe me two, you holding one, I'm holding you accountable, act like you owe me one. Look, every lesson learned is a lesson taught. Every blessing earned is a blessing caught. Promise I'm meek and humble and grateful for every bit. The head is heavy, so your promise have a heavy fit. The Big Dog Chico Show. That's sports talk. Scope up.
But this is the Dog and Dave Show. We're back once again. Dave, how you been, man? We're back on the Dog and Dave Show. I know this is Big Dog Chico intro, but we're here, man. Live and direct. We're back once again, like vertebrae. As I always say, I got my main man, Dog. Dude, Dave in here with the dog. All right, we're Dog and Dave. Let's go. What's up, baby?
Dude, about damn time, man. I appreciate your patience. Big Dog Chico having me back. I'm pumped to be talking about Buffs. I know that we both kind of been doing some different moves, whatnot, but I'm all settled, man. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to talk about the Buffs. I've been nicotine free for the most part, thanks to special teams, and things are going great, man. I'm excited to take a look at this matchup coming up. I think it's a big time statement game, obviously, but I'm just happy to be talking Buffs again with you, Chico. I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed, 100%, man. We're back on. You know what I mean? Seemed like the crowd favorite, the tag team champions. We're back again.
It's my fault, guys. It's my fault. There's no beef. It's just my brain, me being all over the place. So, hey, I gotta say, I really like your new intro song, man. That's
I appreciate it,
man.
Shouts out to my man, Joe Flo. I've been knowing him for a while out of Mobile, Alabama. He jumped up and sent it to me. He had the beat already, sent that to me, had the beat for a while. Then all of a sudden he surprised me and said, hey, man, I got something for you. So there it is. I appreciate that from my boy. And stay tuned for some more stuff coming, guys, from the Big Dog Chico Show right here. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. We're live on my channel and on David Talks Buff channel right now. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe on both of our channels. If you're listening on his channel, subscribe to mine. If you're listening on mine, subscribe to his. And that's how we're going to do it, man. Make sure y'all check out the Glass House Optical, MDJ Original, Goonsville Athletic. We got to get you in some Goonsville, Dave.
Yeah. They sell weed too?
They sell weed too? You just said you were nicotine free and now you talking. You had to. Okay. Well, that's better than the. Okay. But anyway, we digress. We need to be talking about this right now here. K-State at Colorado. We're previewing and predicting this game right here. What are your thoughts coming up? Matter of fact, let's before we go there, man, we haven't caught up. So what have been your thoughts so far for this 4-1 start for the season?
Man, what a season. What a season, Big Dog. I was a little nervous. I was a little pissed off. I was upsetting everybody after, man, just feeling embarrassed against that Nebraska game, man. I was having Oregon flashbacks, all that. But then what did we see, man? This team's built with the right stuff. This team rebounded how a good football team should. And I think, Chico, we've seen this football team get better every week since, which is awesome. Yeah. And so that's what I'm expecting going into this Kansas State game. I think we got our best conference opponent so far in K-State, and my expectation is that we're going to be right there in this dogfight and continuing to improve every single week.
Yeah, man. I think this game is kind of shaping up like we've always this season we've faced these teams that like to run a lot, 60-40 mostly on the run.
Yeah.
North Dakota State, UCF. Even Nebraska, but they had a new quarterback, of course, with Raiola. But this team coming in with Kansas State, of course, they want to turn around and hand the ball off to Giddens. They want to throw screens to Dylan Edwards. They want to let Avery Johnson find the holes to escape the pocket, and he's averaging 8 yards a carry. Giddens averages 7. We've been pretty good against the running back, stopping them or containing them, so to speak, and not allowing them to get in the end zone. Haven't had a 100-yard rusher yet. against
Oh,
us. So
wow.
that's been great. We held UCF, to half the yards that they get on the ground. And I think the key to that is getting up early in the ball game with Shiloh Sanders in his offense and also finding a way to create some turnovers. If we do that in a hostile environment in Folsom, I think this game could possibly get out of hand. If we get up on them and make them have to pass, K-State don't want to do that. They want to pound, ground and pound, and then on third or whatever, and maybe do some rollouts, some RPOs, get Avery outside the pocket, but give him in a chance to where he can run or pass. That's going to be key for us to stop.
I'll tell you what, Chico, coming in that UCF game, like, I came out and said, I was like, I'm worried about this team to stay disciplined against an attack like that on offense. We haven't seen ourselves play really well in rowdy environments yet, but we saw like our defense. I felt like they just played at a whole new level. I forget the score and what the score might reflect. I don't know, but you saw, like, I was so impressed with our discipline, with all the pre-snap motion, with all the option misdirection and everything like that. And I think that seeing how well Samuel Okunloa played, Arden Walker filling in for Deion Hayes, Taj McCoy, BJ Green, all these guys, they played so well. It's so disciplined on the edge throughout the game that it really does give me confidence facing KSU, because they're going to want to run the ball. They're going to be running counters, some misdirection, things like that. That's their bread and butter. I don't expect them to go away from the run game and put the ball in the hands of a young quarterback on the road. Like, no way. I think KSU has a better offensive line than UCF, but we're at home this time, baby. Like, they're going to be dealing with the noise. They're going to be dealing with the pressure. But that was one thing that really stuck out to me against UCF that I was just so proud of with the defensive front, was like how disciplined everybody was dealing with all that stuff behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, those inside guys really held their gaps. Anquin Barnes in them. BJ was in there too. Okunlola. Who else we missing? Shane Coates in there. Taufik Thomas. All of those guys on the inside did a great job in filling those gaps, along with those Road Warrior linebackers in the Kyle Green and Levante Bentley cleaning up things. Shout out to Jalen Wester also creating that forced fumble that Cameron Sim and Craig took back to the house. This week, same way that BYU did versus K-State, created that hostile environment, and then that led to turnovers from the scheme on the defensive side and stuff. I think we can create these turnovers this week versus this young quarterback who will be facing Coach Rob Livingston from the NFL. I think he's going to be able to come out there with some different things to confuse the young quarterback.
Oh, yeah. We saw KJ Jefferson make that big mistake when we went into one of our few zone coverages with Travis Hunter getting that pick. He wasn't even throwing at Travis Hunter, but that's the risk that you make when you just throw to his side, that he might just do something miraculous there. But I was on a show last night with some KSU fans, Big Dog. They're called the Cocaine Willie Show. And they
Cocaine Willie.
They cover KSU. They're great guys. And I got to say, man, it was pretty satisfying. All three of them took the Buffs to win as well. And I think a lot of that had to do with just
what?
I know, man. It was
Why?
hilarious.
How did that happen? If
I even had to put the Ralphie horns on for that one, man. But man, it was so funny. But they're real honest dudes. I guess under this head coach, Chris Kleiman, they're 2-5 after bye weeks. And they just don't trust this team on the road after their performance against BYU, which I can understand. So, I think the game plan's got to be similar to UCF. And I do think that you got a young quarterback in Avery Johnson coming in on the road. I think Robert Livingston, he's going to have some exotic looks that I don't think that we've shown on film yet, ready for him on Saturday night. Right.
And also shout out to Kevin Mathis, who Coach Rob Livingston gave a shout out to for being the red zone guru on the squad, the DB coach, Kevin Mathis. So I think that's key that he kind of delegates to his other coaches, give them opportunities to shine and give their input and stuff like that. I'll ask you this question though, because I think this is going to be a big factor for the game. you got Shiloh Sanders coming back. And we've seen that, touchdown saving tackle he made against NDSU where the quarterback came right up the middle, and it was one-on-one. He made that tackle. We've seen Cameron Simmons Craig make a tackle on the quarterback on the 2-yard line that led to the forced fumble by Travis Hunter. Shiloh's back. Carter Stockmeyer played well in his spot. Cameron Simmons Craig, of course, is going to be there. And you got Savion Riley and Herman Smith III. But those three that I just named, the main starters, how do you see Coach Rob Livingston implementing them into the game plan this week versus K-State?
Oh, man. Well, I got to say, I've been really proud of how Carter's played. But with Shiloh coming back, man, you got to put him back in the starting lineup. Like, I think that, he's just so important to this defense. This is a side note, Big Dog, but I don't get, man, how, so many of us wonderful fans, man, we love Shedeur, but then when it comes to Shiloh, man, there's a divide. There's people saying that this guy, Carter Stockmeyer is not as good. Man, stop that. Shiloh is one of our best players, and he's going to help this defense coming back in here. Not only is he a leader for us, but he's an attitude setter. He's somebody that brings the violence and all of that. And I think going against a run heavy team, this is where he's at his best. And I think that he's really going to help in run support. So I would imagine we'll see Carter Stockmeyer still rotate in, as well as Herman Smith. Both of those guys have been getting on the field, but don't get it twisted, man. I'm very happy to see Shiloh coming back this week, and I think we're a better defense with him in there.
Yes, great points right there. This is a statement game, as you stated, on your thumbnail. This is a statement game, and even like Brian said, this is a statement game that I just spoke to. We could win this game, man. It sets us up for the rest of the season. It sets us up to head straight towards that Big 12 championship game. But, of course, we got steps to take, but one foot in front of the other. This game right here is that one that can propel us. A lot of people say, NDSU, you're supposed to win that. You're supposed to win that.
Yeah.
Nebraska, you got beat. And then, you bounce back versus Baylor, and you won on the road versus UCF. But this is going to be one of the big boys. Some people have these guys as the favorite to win the Big 12. I don't see. I can see. I think it's more of a long shot for them to win the Big 12 than even Colorado. Why? Because I don't see them passing the ball down the field enough. I don't know if just the ground and pound game can win the Big 12. I could be wrong, but to win the Big 12, you got to win games. And I see them dropping this game versus Colorado at Folsom Field for a multitude of reasons. 1, turnovers. 2, they're on the road coming off the bye week. 3, we're playing our best on the defense. And I think only thing we need to find out how to do is to bottle up that quarterback. Everything else has been going along our game plan.
Yeah. It's really funny, Big Dog, because coming into the preseason, like for my 8-4 prediction, this was one of the games that I had us dropping. KSU got a lot of respect for the program. I think they're a very well coached team, but as we see the season, unfold, we've seen that, right now, KSU hasn't proven themselves to be ready on the road yet, and they have a younger team, especially on offense, and you've pointed that out. And with how Colorado's playing, man, again, getting better every week. Now being at home, you feel like, this is a matchup in which we should take care of business, even though the line isn't in our favor. That's fine, man. Continue to give us bulletin board material. I love that. And, I won't get too far ahead of this, but I will say, man, with the Big 12, right now, it's totally up for the taking. No doubt about it. You're right about that. And there's a lot of parity in this league. I feel like there's a lot of inconsistency from week to week with a lot of these teams as well. And that's what makes it such a fun league to watch, I think. But I think you're absolutely right. The quarterback play is so important to be able to put yourself at the top. And I think, like, while I was expecting this defense, I just wanted average, man, like coming into the season. And there's still some metrics, I think, that like support that. But we've been very, very good in some specific things that have that just gives me greater confidence that, yeah, like as long as we continue to play the way that we're playing right now, we're playing tough, disciplined football. We're the bullies on the field the last 3 weeks. Like, we've been that. So as long as we're continuing to play that way and play together, like, I can't pick against a team when they're playing like that and the
No,
star power that we got. Like, no way. So wouldn't that be crazy, man? If we find ourselves in that conference title game, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I'm just so happy with how this team, and credit to Coach Prime and the coaching staff, they've really locked in, and they've shown that this team is not a repeat of 2023.
most definitely. And just to give a little insight on the Big 12, here's from Google, and you could just find this on the Google right now. Texas Tech 5-1 overall, 3-0 in the conference. BYU surprising some people; they're 5-0 right now.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
2-0.
BYU is a great story, man. And they'll give you free ice cream if you sit in the opposing fan section, man. Like, you can't hate on a fan base that gives you free ice cream.
I didn't know that. That's a fun fact
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
But a team that we will be seeing, though, Iowa State, they're 5-0 right now, 2-0 in the
Yeah.
conference, man. They've been
I'm
playing
glad we
well.
don't play them this year. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens at the end of the season, right?
Well, let me see here. Hold on. Because let me see. I'm going to pull this up right quick. The next game, of course, we got number 18, Kansas State, then Arizona, Cincinnati. Oh, that's Texas Tech that we have on the schedule. I don't know why I was thinking it was Iowa State, but no, it's Texas Tech that we have. We have Utah, then Kansas, and then Oklahoma State to finish out the season. So very winnable games, I think. Arizona's been up and down, even though they beat Utah. Utah still ranked number 16. But it starts with this game, Kansas State at home. 8:15 kickoff. Does that matter any that it's a late kickoff in your eyes? What do you think?
No, I don't think so, to be honest, Chico. I don't really think we've played very well on these late night kickoffs, over the last couple seasons. So I'm trying to think,
Yeah.
But the K-State fans seem to be pretty nervous about being on the road, the time change, this being a late night game as well. So I'm going to say it's going to be a non-factor. I think just us being at home is going to make the biggest difference. But you'd like to see us get off to a fast start in one of these later games. I guess it might have been our first game of the season against North Dakota State. That was like our last kind of later kickoff, but that still might have been like 6 p.m. Mountain. I can't remember.
Yeah, so Kansas time zone, they're on Central Time, and they'll be on Mountain Time. So they'll be going 1 hour back. So it'll be like they have a 9:15 kickoff a little bit later. It could factor in. We'll see. Hopefully it does. I hope they'll be on the sideline ready to go to sleep. Like the kids, when they get sleepy, they just tell you, "Oh, I'm sleepy." I want to see that.
I mean, it's not Miami going all the way to Berkeley to play Cal and almost blowing that game. Like, it's not that big of a difference. But yeah, that time change can still affect you quite a bit within those first couple days.
Oh, now I've been neglecting the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Let's see here. Let me give us a couple of shout outs to my guy JJ Stallworth, Warren Long,
what's up?
El Humbre. We got Mike on here. We got Dennis, Selma Johnson, Smuggles, KB. We're going to go ahead and put some of these up here. We also have a super chat from Big Mike on Dave's side right there for the $10 super chat.
Thanks,
everybody
Mike.
watching on Dave Talks Buffs channel right here. Good luck and go Buffs from Mike. All the super chats, we will make sure that we read off right here live.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Good luck to your corn this weekend, whoever they play.
We got Big Mike checking in, Darren Jennings also. Hey, so let's see here. Your running back. I think Michael Welch might be a little bit banged up with a hamstring injury, but we saw Isaiah Augusta play really well, run hard. D. Hayden had a touchdown run last game. So, who do you think we'll see a heavy dose of this game right here?
Well, just sorry, man. Dennis making me laugh. Come on now. Uh, that's hard for me to say. I imagine that Dallin Hayden's going to be the starting guy there on the first drive, but Chico, I just hope we kind of go with the hot hand. The hot hand, whoever that is, Michael Welsh, Isaiah Gustive, Dallin Hayden, just go with the hot hand. Let's try and find who that is. I will say it was nice seeing Dallin Hayden get that nice touchdown run out of shotgun there in the red zone. That was a beautiful thing. But I was probably the running back. I liked all of them last week, but probably the running back I was most impressed with last game was Isaiah Gustive. So I wouldn't mind seeing him get a few more carries. And I think he did lead for, with whatever it's worth. I think he did lead us in yards per carry when you break it down that way. What about you?
Sure. I would say I think that it's going to be Hayden once again, but I like AI or IA, should I say, not AI. I like IA and Michael Welch. I'm trying to show this right here at the same time. Michael Welch will be I don't know whether he's going to actually play or not, but he'll be there just in case. But hopefully we possibly see Brandon Hood. Who knows? Might see B Hood back there get a couple carries.
I'm down with that. Let's see what that speed's all about.
Yeah, Draylon Miller could be that third back also. We've seen him get a carry and a couple catches. Coach Pat Sherman said he wanted to make sure he got him the ball at least a couple touches every game because he's just that dynamic of a player from the backfield or from the wide receiver position. So hopefully D. Hayden just jumps off there. He's ready to go after last week and coming off that injury. Hopefully he jumps out there. Like you said, they go with the high hand. But at the end of the day, if they're protecting Shiloh Sanders and we get a run game going, it could be a long night for the Wildcats.
No doubt about it. Let's come out, get off to a strong start, man. And I wouldn't mind seeing more Draylon as well, just to keep that defense honest when he's there. You can't read it as just a pass play or anything like that. It was nice to see him get one carry last game, but I wouldn't mind seeing more of him.
What about the offensive line? They've been looking pretty good last couple games, stepping up. This whole season, actually, they've been looking pretty good, except for that one game. Shout out to Kareem Harden stepping in, starting, Phillip Houston, and the rest of the guys, Jordan Seaton, Tyler Brown, Hank Zelinskis, even Justin Mayers and Khalil Benson. Shout out to the whole squad out there doing their thing, stepping up to protect Shiloh Sanders, giving him a chance.
Yeah, it's been a little unfortunate that we haven't had you always want ideal continuity, like these guys to be playing together for multiple games and all of that. But, we've had some injuries, we've had some shuffles. But I've been really proud of the way that I think that they've gotten better so far throughout the season as well. I know that a lot of people were frustrated with the hits that Shedeur took against Baylor. And, I understand that. We got to help him stay more upright. But one thing I've been really happy with is I felt like, Chico, we run so much better on 3rd and 4th and short now. Since Nebraska, we've run, just a lot more effectively in those situations. And that's been awesome to see. Phillip Houston, him stepping up. It was nice to see Phillip Houston and Tyler Brown. I think they really had nice bounce back games against UCF. And credit to Kareem Harden. I love players like that who, again, he came in last year from JUCO. That's a big jump. And I thought he was one of our better performing offensive linemen last year, in just limited snaps. He very well could have left, gone somewhere else. Him and Hank Zelinskis, just with seeing everybody that they brought in. But these guys were, they're grinders. They believe in their ability. And it was great to see Kareem Harden get his shot, and I feel like he really capitalized on it. So I would love, hopefully Benson's healthy this week as well. I have no idea what that right side's going to look like. I haven't watched the well-off videos to see who's lining up or anything like that. But I just want to continue to see this line continue to just excel at run blocking. I know the pass protection on the right side is always kind of probably going to be a little iffy, from time to time, and that's okay. If the right tackle is our weak spot, that's fine. A lot of teams have to deal with that. But I definitely want to see like our guard positions continuing to improve. I want to see Tyler Brown really stack another really solid performance this week against Kansas State. Because Shador was money off of play action last week. I think last game, I think he was 5 for 5 or 6 for 6, for like a touchdown. So sorry for rambling so much, Chico.
That shows you how that
yeah.
run game can set it up, though, because of that play action. That shows you how the run game does. Darren Jennings said KSU runs a 3-3-5 base. How does Dog and Dave feel about 3-3-5? I'll say this, if it can present some challenges if the offensive line is not prepared for this in the run game or in the pass game. But I think Coach Phil Loadholt and the offensive coordinator Pat Sherman will have these guys ready for it. One thing I think we can do versus the 3-3-5 is impose our will in the run game. If we commit to it and we run, I'm talking about straight ahead power football, maybe some off tackle things, some zones, but mainly we just run straight ahead power football. Use our big tight end Savell Smalls, use our multiple running backs, and that way the play action will come off of that. That way we can use our best players, our most explosive players, and that's the wide receivers, get them downfield behind this defensive backfield, who I think will not be, and we can say this probably by everybody we play against this year. I don't think that the defensive backs can run with us throughout this whole game. No. So the key is up front, protecting Shiloh Sanders, but it starts with the run game, in my opinion. And this 3-3-5, they're going to have to come with something else. I think at some point, but we have to be prepared for it because, like I said, that 3-3-5, that front six can present some problems if the offensive line is not prepared for it. You can send just 4 rushers, with that one blitzer that you'll have to identify, and you can show all 6 of them coming and drop off. A lot of things you can do with that front, but it's all about preparation, watching film, and seeing what they can present to you.
Now, I do think Nebraska's got a better line than Kansas State does on defense, but I think I was really impressed with Nebraska's plan. They learned from last year. Like, even though they got 7 sacks with mainly rushing 3 or 4 last year, they came in here and they brought 5 a lot of the time, and it was dealing with those twists, those stunts, trying to identify that extra rusher that we saw our line have communication breakdowns like at certain points. I think what was encouraging is that against UCF, I thought we handled those blitzes a lot better, which is great. But I imagine that, running that 3-3-5, if they're able to kind of mix up quite a bit who that 4th or 5th rusher is going to be, that can cause some confusion. And, we might not be able to execute those handoffs in the blocking game as much. But again, feeling like we've learned a lot from that. This is going to be a great test to kind of still prove it that we're continuing to communicate better.
Oh, now everybody in the chat, now is the time to run it up in the chat, man. If y'all listening right now, you're watching it, and wherever you're watching it in from, let's put it in the chat right now. Put your city and your state upon the chat right now. Where you wait for, put it in and let us know where you're checking in from. Whether it's a city, your state, your house, your a different country, wherever it is, let us know right now. We're live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube on both channels. Dennis said, I was down in Texas way this week. Zoning is not much a thing in Houston. Oh, now ANC up in here, North Carolina, Chicago. 3-3-5, Dave explaining it right there. 3 D linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. Just in case you guys don't know. B Moore in here, Baltimore.
Nice.
Los Angeles, Loveland, Colorado, Phoenix AZ. I'll be out in Phoenix next week, baby. Out there in that heat.
Oh, man. Now that game I'm very much looking forward to. That's a statement game in another way, but we'll get to that next time.
We'll get to that next week, but, looking forward to it. I decided to go there. It's the closest game to myself out here in Hawaii. So I always go to Arizona. I went to Arizona State last year. So this year, next week, I'll be going to the game in Tucson. And you got a guy from out here that everybody know about. I was able to check out them in the Polynesian Bowl go against each other. Travis Hunter and Tetairoa McMillan. T-Mac, who a lot of people think is the top wide receiver in college football right now, at least for the draft. Let's say here, I'm going to put this in the chat. It's going to be a chat question, Dave. Yeah. If you had a chance to draft a wide receiver and you're in the NFL and you have a top 3 pick and Travis and Tetairoa McMillan are still on the board, who do you take and why? Chat, let us know. Dave, should I put you on the spot? You tell me why.
Yeah, put me on the spot because
all right, let's go.
Yeah, man, I'm going with Travis Hunter, man, because you can also get some nice cornerback play from your wide receiver.
Just wide receiver, no cornerback, just wide receiver.
Oh man, dude, I hate this, man. I hate that you're putting me on the spot, man. You're telling me that I can't use Travis both ways, then give me Ted McMillan, man. Y'all unsubscribe right now. Y'all unsubscribe. I'm sorry, I'm a fake Buffs fan now, but the man is 6'5". You know I'm all about the height, baby. You know he's making Noah Fafito look like a half decent quarterback. I think he's so mid. So you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit. He's good.
Dang, man. Y'all see that? Hey, Dave, y'all let me know in the chat right now. Dave picked T-Mac for the size, right, Dave? You said the size?
I did. And, but again, I'm still picking Travis Hunter, man. You're the one that put me in that corner, big dog. That wasn't fair. You're the one that put me in that
you can't walk in that corner. You got to walk about it. You got to turn around on that thing, dog. You got to say, hell no. I'm picking Travis no matter what. Me, I'm going to say this, man. I love both of these guys. I've got to see both of these guys in person go against each other. T-Mac was the player of the year out here in Hawaii, from what I remember. But man, Travis is just so electric on offense. The wide receiver position, catching, run after catch. T-Mac is electric with the size. He can go up top and get it. Whoo, you flip a coin, dog. You flip a coin. And that's who I'll take. I love what T-Mac brings, but you flip a coin, that's who I'll take. But if I have to make a pick, I'm picking Travis Hunter every time. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what's going on, I'm picking Travis. If we're playing marbles outside, if we're going swimming, if we're throwing darts, if we're fishing, if we're playing Uno, I'm picking Travis, dog. The guy's great at everything.
Hey, and as great as Ted McMillan is, ain't no way he should be in that Heisman consideration right now. Rewind selector.
Now that's another story. You don't think T-Mac should be? I know we don't have too much time left, guys. Let us know in the chat. But you don't think? Say, stop it, Chico. You're taking the other guy? What? I just told you who I'm taking. You think I'm lying? But I think T-Mac has a chance to be in the Heisman conversation. Will I think he will be there at the end of the day? I don't think so, because of the other people that'll be there. The running back, Travis, and they'll probably take a quarterback like Milroe or somebody else.
Yeah, Milroe's gonna have to bounce back, but I will say this. That I think you're right about Ted McMillan so far. But what's great is that we get to see those guys go head to head next week, and I think Travis going to shut him down. I feel like we're going to do great, and that's going to really help boost his Heisman profile even further. I think it's too bad Tet won't line up at corner when Travis is playing wide receiver. Man, what the heck?
That'd be crazy. I'll say this. I think out here at the Polynesian Bowl, the game that I witnessed them going against each other, you guys can find that on YouTube also. Just type in Tetairoa McMillan and Travis Hunter and Big Dog Chico, it'll come up. But anyways, I think Travis won that matchup out here in the Polynesian Bowl. Okay. I think T-Mac won the matchup last year in the game. So will the pattern say that Travis will win this time since he won the first one? Or how will it shape out with both of them guys? I want to see both of them have a good game. I just want to see CU win. Both of those guys are great. I think they'll be top 10 picks in the NFL draft next year. hey, get your popcorn ready, and it's going to be a blessing to see both of them on the field at the same time.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, here we go. A couple other questions coming in. When is Cam and Baby T.O. heading to the field? I think both of those guys. I think Cam Michael has a injury that's going to keep him out for the rest of the season, so he might have already taken the red shirt. And probably the same thing with Baby T.O. Cordero Russell, since he was in the sling that game that I was at. What was that? NDSU game. He was in the sling that game. So with him being so young, I don't know if he have a red shirt year left or not, but definitely
take a medical red shirt.
Take a medical. So I think definitely those guys will be back next year. Both of those guys.
Yeah.
All right. How long do we have? We got like a few more minutes. Dave will be on here. So Dave, you want to what are some topics you want to talk about, or any questions you want to address?
Dude, let's talk about this defensive front, man. Like, that has been, I think, the best story of the year so far is this D line.
Really
there's a lot of shout outs that, all these guys playing in the rotation, deserve shout outs. But one guy that I'm really excited for looking into this matchup, because you guys know we got Dylan Edwards now to deal with on the other side, which is going to be really fun with him coming back here. And it's going to be interesting to see who matches up on him. Big Dog, we play a lot of man. So I don't see that really changing too much. Of course, we don't want to have Bentley on any of these speedy running backs. We saw the one time we had that happen. UCF took advantage of it, right?
Hey,
so yeah,
it's crazy you say that, because if you watch some of the footage, Coach Rob Livingston, man, he was on that. Yeah. He said, I think you can hear him say, or maybe another coach say, that they're going to try something on the outside from the backfield, basically. So meaning a wheel route or something. But if you listen, he said it. They're going to try something. They're going to take a shot to the outside. He's going to take it, and boom, got that matchup that they wanted with the linebacker on the running back, because they saw that we were playing man. So I think we'll be ready for that this week.
Yeah. And I think, again, UCF was such a great test and setup for this offense, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Jalen Wester play some more snaps. Of course, with Trevor Woods redshirting, I think he probably moves on somewhere else. But Jalen Wester, I mean, he was so solid in his snaps last week, and I think he's got the speed to keep up with some of those guys out of the backfield, maybe a little bit better than some of our other linebackers. So he's going to be somebody that I really have my eye on for this matchup. And again, Chico, it's been a long time since I've looked forward to seeing a Buffs defense play. I really do enjoy not just watching them, but it's the fashion and the attitude, the violence in which they play with. I've just really enjoyed that.
I'll say this, Dex. I think Cam Michaels has been on the depth chart for every game so far. If you go back and look at it, they say Baby T.O. is back. Like he was on the video this week practicing. All in all, though, I'm not sure how much of a impact he'll have throughout the rest of this season. It's good that he's practicing, he's healthy, but I think they have the rotation right now for the wide receivers. Maybe he can break into it and get 3 or 4 games played this year, but still have that red shirt. But overall, I think that, you got Jimmy Horn, Travis, Wester, Shepard, Marion Miller, Terrell Timmons, Draylon Miller. I think those are that's 7 wide receivers right there.
Yeah. We don't need to rush anybody back. And I like that idea. He could probably we could probably still medically redshirt him. And I mean, what are we halfway through the season? What are we at right now? 5 games in. Yeah, we're about to be 6 after this 7. One.
Yep. Yeah. So last thing we can address right here is Shiloh Sanders coming back off of his injury. And with Carter Stockmeyer playing well, Cameron Silver Craig, of course, playing well. That's 3 safeties back there with all starting, experience. Shout out to Savion Riley also. How do you think Coach Rob Livingston will be playing those 3 safeties in the rotation this week?
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, like I said, I think that Shiloh, should get the start. But I think Carter's been he's been a great fill-in, man. Like, I think that, I got his jersey, so I pay a little bit more attention to him, like when he's on the field. Like I'm a big fan of Carter, so
Yeah.
like his play hasn't been perfect. There's been some things that I'm sure he wishes he could have back, like in some of these run situations, or like I think he's gotten beat a couple times for passing touchdowns. But at the end of the day, it's college football. There's always a ton of scoring. I think he's been great, but I could definitely see him kind of being utilized. Maybe even a little bit like if we bring him up a little bit closer to the line to guard some of these running backs, I could totally see that, because I think one thing that Carter does bring, and you correct me if you feel differently, Chico, but I feel like Carter's got better coverage speed than Shiloh does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a nice strength for him to have. But I think Carter's going to be a starting safety for us next year. No doubt about it. All these reps he's getting is very important, but I think right now you put Shiloh in, you make sure all 11 guys are dedicated to stopping that run, and then we'll see what happens if we get him into some passing situations, some 3rd and longs, if Carter ends up on the field a little bit more often.
Yeah, I would like to see him in a situation where he maybe spies the quarterback,
Yeah.
keeping Avery from getting these big chunks of yards. We know that he likes to run the ball. He'll run about 8 times a game, and he's averaging about 8 yards a game. So that's huge. He can keep the chains moving. We have to stop that. We've been great against the running backs, been good downfield against the wide receivers. They're not great passing down the field. We hone in on getting on that line of scrimmage, confusing the offensive line, confusing the coverage calls or the pass protection calls from Avery Johnson at the line of scrimmage. Let's make him think as much as possible pre-snap. Let's have the coaches in his helmet going crazy, telling him, "Hey, you gotta watch for this guy off the end. You got 7 at the line of scrimmage. They look like they're playing man, but they're actually playing zone. We're going to take off right here, but bam, he's going to run right into a linebacker or a safety who's been spying on him, because our defensive ends has the containment." Should be a great game from the defense. Coach Rob Livingston, we have faith in him. So that's what I'm going for. My prediction for this game, real quick. I said just a minute ago, on our Colorado Buff midweek live, that I think that it'll be a 32-21 win. I'm not sure we'll give up 21 points, but I think that'll be the ceiling. 21, with the caveat being we must create turnovers and we must make them play from behind. So that means we have to score and we have to force turnovers. 32, 31, 32 to 21. 32 to 21 is my final score.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I told the guys last night on Cocaine Willie that Buffs win by 10, but I didn't give a score prediction. So I'll go with 34-24 Buffs.
34-24. All right, put your predictions in the chat right now. And also, let's do this real quick before we get up out of here. Y'all make sure y'all put, if you're listening on Dogs, on my channel, put in BDC, put in Big Dog Chico in the chat. If you're listening on David Talks Buff channel, put in DTB in the chat right now, so that we can have and see you guys support, and Dave can know y'all rocking with us wherever you're rocking from the Pineapple to the Big Apple, from the East Coast to the West Coast, far East Coast.
Yes, let's get this dub, dude. Let's get ranked.
Yes,
let's get
indeed.
ranked. How about that?
You said it right there. I think after this dub, we will have a ranking. So turn me up in the headphones, everybody. Let me know what y'all got going on out there, what y'all fake caring about. Until then, till next week, when Dave and I come back, and maybe end of this week. When are we gonna do it again? Whenever we link up again.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. You just let me know, man. Those are good
Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday. One of those days. All right. We'll come back and give our reaction to this ball game. All right. Dave, let them know where they can find you at once again.
David Talks Buffs. Find me on Facebook too, guys. I'm almost at 100 followers on Facebook, and then I can live stream there. So that'd be really important if you guys can, just search it up, just hit that follow button. That would do me a huge favor.
Yes, we're live streaming right now on Facebook. Man, I went crazy on Facebook. This is not a bragging, but this is a thank you. We had 31,000 on Facebook right now. Thank you very much for everybody who has followed and who have liked the page and who found it on Facebook. All
Let's
right.
go.
It's Big Dog Chico Sports Talk on Facebook. Same thing on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all the other good stuff. Thank you guys in the chat. I see you. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and all the other good stuff. Until then, we're going to be up and out of this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Dog and Dave. Dog and Dave. Peace.
I'm holding you accountable. Act like you owe me one. Look, every lesson learned is a lesson taught. Every blessing earned is a blessing caught. Promise I'm meek and humble and grateful for every bit. The head is heavy, so your crime must have a heavy fit. The Big Dog Chico Show. That's Sports Talk. Scope up. Joe Flo.